Hi, my name is Denise Burgos, and let's go to talk about safety and efficacy of bempedoic acid to reduce LDL cholesterol. Definition: bempedoic acid, an inhibitor of ATP citrate lyase, reduce levels of low-density lipoprotein (LDL) cholesterol. Data are limited regarding the safety and efficacy of bempedoic acid treatment in long-term studies involving patients with hypercholesterolemia. Small studies have shown that bempedoic acid helps lower LDL cholesterol levels with an apparently good safety profile, but there are no long-term studies for this. A controlled randomized double-blind trial was carried out for 52 weeks.
One in four Americans takes cholesterol-lowering drugs called statins. They work, but often cause painful side effects, primarily muscle pain. Jack Manley says he could barely walk when he was on the medication.
It was very discomforting. Yeah, and it was constant leg cramps.
Now a new study in today's New England Journal of Medicine is reporting that an experimental medication called bempedoic acid, taken along with a statin, reduced cholesterol by 18%.
This medicine could help a lot of people. Many people can't take a high dose of a powerful statin. So particularly we use combinations, two medications, sometimes lower doses, to get the same effect.
Jack took the drug along with his low-dose statin as part of a clinical trial.
Ooh, girl.
His cholesterol is now down nearly 100 points, and he says he's feeling better than ever.
I want to be able to enjoy my grandchildren, so it's very important.
The drug is now under FDA review and could be approved early next year. It's expected to cost $3,500 a year. Dr. John Torres, NBC News, New York.
Hey, NBC News fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.
Applications in nursing. The best health outcomes in patients demonstrate the importance of nursing interventions in the management of hypercholesterolemia and the reduction of risk factors. It showed an improvement in the results of anxiety and depression, quality of life, general health and lifestyle, including diet and physical activity. The beneficial effects to the service directed by nurse were also identified: reduction to the cholesterol levels with the administration of the bempedoic acid drug.
Despite having a bad reputation as a high risk factor for cardiovascular diseases, cholesterol is an essential component of all animal cells. It is an integral part of the cell membrane, providing membrane fluidity and participating in a number of cellular processes. Cholesterol also serves as a precursor for production of bile, steroid hormones, and vitamin D. While the body can obtain cholesterol from food, many cells synthesize their own endogenous cholesterol. Cellular production of cholesterol is under negative feedback control. Low levels of intracellular cholesterol induce its own production, while high cholesterol levels inhibit it. Cholesterol, together with other lipids, is transported in blood plasma within large particles known as lipoproteins. A lipoprotein is an assembly of lipids and proteins. Lipoproteins are classified based on their density. Because lipids are lighter than proteins, particles that contain more lipids are larger in size but have a lower density. Different types of lipoproteins have different sets of proteins on their surface. These proteins serve as address tags determining the destination and hence function of each lipoprotein. For example, low-density lipoprotein, LDL, carries cholesterol from the liver to other tissues, while high-density lipoprotein, HDL, returns excess cholesterol to the liver. Major events in cholesterol metabolism include dietary cholesterol is absorbed in the intestine and carried via blood circulation to the liver. The liver packages its cholesterol pool, a combination of endogenous and dietary, together with triglycerides, another type of lipid, into particles of very low-density lipoprotein, VLDL. VLDL travels in the bloodstream to other organs. During circulation, muscle and adipose tissues extract triglycerides from VLDL, turning it into low-density lipoprotein, LDL. Peripheral cells take up LDL by endocytosis using LDL receptors. Cholesterol is used in cell membrane and other functions. Excess cholesterol is exported from the cells and delivered to high-density lipoprotein, HDL, to be returned to the liver in a process called reverse cholesterol transport. The liver uses cholesterol to produce bile. Bile is secreted to the intestine, where it helps break down fats. Part of this bile is excreted in feces. The rest is recycled back to the liver. LDL has the highest cholesterol content and is the major carrier of cholesterol in the blood. High levels of LDL in the blood are associated with cholesterol plaque buildup and cardiovascular diseases such as heart attacks and strokes. For this reason, LDL is known as bad cholesterol. On the other hand, HDL is called good cholesterol because it removes excess cholesterol from tissues and the bloodstream. Common drugs used to lower cholesterol include inhibitors of endogenous cholesterol production, inhibitors of intestinal cholesterol absorption, and inhibitors of bile reuptake.
Pros and cons. Pros. Combinable with statins and or acetaminophen, patients with improvement when consuming bempedoic acid. Cons. Not all patients with cholesterol have to acquire bempedoic acid. Not all countries have the bempedoic acid market for patients.
Hey, it's Medicosis Perfectionalis, where medicine makes perfect sense. Today we'll continue talking about cardiac pharmacology, and we have a brand new anti-hyperlipidemic agent just got approved literally last Friday. It's called the bempedoic acid, and let's get started. These are the drugs that can lower your lipids: statin, fibrates, cholestyramine, niacin, ezetimibe, PCSK9 inhibitors, and the new bempedoic acid just got approved February 2020. We are making history right now. Also, don't forget the fish oil and omega-3 fatty acids. And these are doozy. So now, Medicosis, bempedoic acid is the drug that's gonna solve all of my cholesterol problems. Maybe not. There are no solutions in life. There are only trade-offs. Before we know how bempedoic acid lower your cholesterol, what the flip is cholesterol? Okay, cholesterol is fat. We are talking here about the cholesterol that you eat in your diet, which comes from the double cheeseburger. You eat the burger and then it ends up in your intestine. You absorb the dietary cholesterol, and then you absorb it and then it ends up in the portal circulation after passing through the lymphatic system, as we have discussed in the previous video. And then the dietary cholesterol is going to end up in the liver. Also, some dietary glucose is going to end up in the liver. And now, baby, it's on. Your lovely liver will take that dietary glucose and dietary cholesterol, and then will make acetyl-CoA and then HMG-CoA. Thanks to the rate-limiting step, HMG-CoA reductase, it's going to give you mevalonic acid or mevalonate, and then this will give you cholesterol esters. Do not confuse this cholesterol, which is in your liver, with your dietary cholesterol, which was in the double cheeseburger. These are not the same. Combine the cholesterol in the liver with triglycerides in the liver and make VLDL. Secrete the VLDL into the bloodstream. VLDL will become IDL, which is intermediate density lipoprotein, and then into the LDL, which is the bad, evil, ugly, disgusting cholesterol. Why? Why yelling at him? Because he can get oxidized, and oxidized LDL equals atherosclerotic plaques in your coronary arteries, leading to angina or infarction, or oxidized LDL, atherosclerotic plaques in your vertebral or carotid arteries, leading to TIA or strokes. So here is the equation, but I would like to write it in a better way. So basically, baby, your total cholesterol equals HDL, which is the good cholesterol, plus LDL, which is the bad cholesterol, plus triglycerides over 5. These are also bad. When they go up too much, this is bad, this is bad. But if this goes up, it's a good thing. Now let's talk about the new bempedoic acid. If you compare between countries regarding new chemical entities, these are basically new drugs being invented. From 1970 to 2010, in the 1970, United States accounted for about 1/3 of all of the new drugs invented in the freaking world. In 2010, it's about 57%. Woo! France went from 19% to only 6% of the new drugs invented. Germany, 20% to 6%. Japan, 15 to 9. Switzerland, 10 to 13. And then the UK from 6 to 8. So you might think that just like companies are just like popping up in the United States, which is also true, but it's not the entire pictures. Other companies are leaving some countries and going to other countries. So why is that happening? You can read Harrison's Internal Medicine from cover to cover and you'll not find the answer. The answer is not in medicine, it's in economics. If you want to know why, you can check out Applied Economics by Dr. Thomas Sowell. Thinking beyond stage 1. But I hate graphs and algebra and calculus. There is nothing like that here. It's just plain English. It's very simple. Because as Einstein said, if you can't explain it simply, you don't understand it well enough. Just
Issue applies in Ecuador. There are not irons available in Ecuador, but the sale of this medicine in Ecuador is known as Acetrol Table 10 mg, Bittering Table 10 mg. Conclusion. Bempedoic acid added to statin therapy has a better response, and tolerance to adverse events led to significantly lower level of LDL cholesterol.
Number 8. Bempedoic acid for cholesterol lowering in statin-intolerant patients.
High cholesterol is a major concern for nearly 40% of American adults. The fat-like substance is necessary for the body to function, but too much low-density LDL cholesterol can lead to buildup in the blood vessels, which can cause a heart attack or stroke. While several medications exist for treatment, statins are the most popular, but the prescription comes with some adverse side effects. Statin drugs enter muscles, causing muscle pain in approximately 5 to 10% of people who take them. A new agent, bempedoic acid, has been designed as a once-daily oral therapy, given in addition to a patient's current cholesterol medication regimen. Like statins, bempedoic acid works by blocking a key enzyme used by the body to make cholesterol. But unlike statins, it cannot accumulate in muscle, reducing the likelihood of muscle pain. In clinical trials of the therapy, patients saw their LDL levels drop by an average of about 25%. If approved by the FDA, bempedoic acid could be another addition to the arsenal of cholesterol-lowering treatments available to patients.